Welcome back to the show. To find out exactly how popular a career in mobile application development is, we are at the IDC, that is the Industrial Design Center at IIT Bombay, joined by the professor and students here. Thank you so much for joining us. So at IDC, how much focus do you all actually have on mobile app development? Have you seen any such apps over the years which students have come up with that's really worth mentioning?
Every year we have two disciplines which largely do apps. There's interaction design and visual communication. Visual communication, 15 students a year, 3-4 would design apps. Interaction, a lot more would design apps. To name a few would be, recently our program designed an app for the Mumbai rail map. Then somebody designed a campus map, and so we came up with the Insti map. I would like to put apps in various categories. So one could be entertainment, which IDC does not focus so much on, so designing games or something. The focus largely has been on social, so it would be education and healthcare. So largely apps are designed for education. So example would be, there was an app called Khel Mail, which used to teach children 2 languages at a time. So you have to tap on a Devanagari A and a Gujarati A and play the game forward. So slight gamification and teaching education through that. Health related app would be, there was an app called Immunize, which is related to vaccination.
So tell me about your mobile app.
IDC student has designed a wonderful 3D map of our IIT Bombay, the great IIT Bombay. We used to have a lot of difficulty finding our place around the institute while we came initially, and when we saw the map, it really was very good at just giving a whole idea about how the whole institute is structured.
So tell me about your app. How did you validate it?
It was a master student project, and the idea was that we have so many people who are using internet, but we don't have many people who are actually typing in their mother tongue. So with that in view, we wondered why they weren't. And we thought maybe the current existing keyboards were not what sort of enabled them to do it. So we thought, why not change the strategy bit and use an alphabetical keyboard or a logical keyboard that is which people might be more familiar with, because that is how they learned the language in school, the script in school. So with that in view, we thought, let us try out this design. And that's how Swarchakra came into being. And we also tested it out. We compared it against few existing keyboards and found that for people who had never typed before, it was a very easy keyboard to use.
So when it comes to execution of the idea, how did you do that?
The idea which I had with it was an academic project. So in the academic project, I got a guidance from my professors about how to design it. But now when I'm taking this idea forward, even after completion of my degree. So the thing is that means now we have to consider all the aspects of it, not only the design, the back end, how it, the overall system would work. And so in that case, a lot of many constraints come into picture, and that which we have not considered while only designing as an academic project.
So you come across many students here at IDC who develop an idea, who develop their app and then execute it, and at the same time you give them feedback and criticisms for it. But however, when you go out there, when it goes commercial, it's a different ball game altogether. So how do they shoulder these responsibilities?
When a student designs an app, there's a limited time, say 3 to 4 months, in which where the idea is conceptualized. So to take it further, if we link it with live projects, then it becomes easier. Then it needs some funding. So with Mumbai Rail Map, we got that funding from MHRD, and under the Mumbai Transformation Project, we could realize that as an app. But how did it happen? I'm again answering the question of why need for an app or the focus of apps. So when we tested it at the stations, we put up the map at Central Railway Dadar station, and people were trying to capture that map on the mobile. And that said that people want it on the mobile, the map. But in an interactive environment, it did not make sense to have a static map on the mobile. So we came up with an app.
So how does the whole funding process work for apps like this, which you develop from college and then go out there and execute?
Sometimes it's not just the product. So they also look at the competition and mostly the team as well. So they really look at your previous achievements as a manager sometimes. So having some experience in that field really helps to find funding as soon as possible. And of course, the product needs to be good enough for them to just put their money.
So what were the challenges that you faced coming up with the app and getting it noticed?
So in the app, in case of Swarchakra, so in our experience, so it was quite well received, but some of the challenges are, so in some of the user studies that we did, we would train the people who would use it right out. But in the wild, there's nobody who's going to help a potential user to use. So there are some aspects of the index scripts which are difficult to figure out on your own, even with a easy keyboard. So how do we, help people type on their own? So that is something which we are still working on and adding more features to help people type faster and with less effort and things like that.
All right. So there are not many colleges in India, however, which look at a niche subject, which let's say caters to mobile application development. Why is that?
We try to identify a problem, and students here learn on their own. What advantage it will give is if it was taught through other colleges, and if it can be encouraged, people will start creating their own apps, and we could flood the space with apps which will really solve people's problem. Means I am looking at apps focusing on e-governance. Means imagine your passport and driving license is done through an app. It would benefit the country.
So there you go. There is demand for courses in mobile application development, and hopefully we will be seeing more such institutes coming up in the future and addressing this very demand. That's all we have on today's show. Thank you for watching.